Every year in December, alumni from around the world gather in the Aula Maxima for University College Cork's Christmas Homecoming. This Christmas is different.
Welcome to the Christmas Homecoming from UCC's Student Centre. We are delighted to see so many alumni from different parts of the world join us today for this very special occasion. Many of our 200,000 alumni will spend the holidays far from home this year. Although we can only meet virtually today, we extend a warm welcome home to you. We hope this year's homecoming will bring you happy memories of festive times on campus.
2020 has been a very challenging year, and so many UCC alumni have been at the forefront in the fight against COVID. We've been inspired by amazing stories of alumni around the world who stepped forward in the areas of healthcare and civic engagement. Throughout the year, UCC alumni have shown courage, leadership and care. Next Christmas, we hope we'll all meet once again on campus. Until then, we bring you on a virtual visit to UCC, starting here at the Honan Square Plaza with the university's Christmas tree and continuing with performances by the talented students of our School of Film, Music and Theatre and a Christmas message from Interim President of UCC, Professor John O'Halloran. The Honan Square Plaza was completed in 2003, providing an amphitheatre for casual meetings, outdoor performances and special events. Every December, it is home to the university's spectacular Christmas tree.
Before the ice is in the pools, before the skaters go, or any check at nightfall is tarnished by the snow, before the fields have finished, before the Christmas tree, wonder upon wonder will arrive to me.
The Aula Maxima was the location of a glittering inaugural ceremony when the university first opened its doors to students, and was described by the Cork Examiner in September 1849 as one of the most magnificent rooms in Ireland. The setting for graduations, examinations, banquets and concerts, the Aula Maxima is the university's Great Hall, its symbolic and ceremonial centre.
him lowly bend. Behold your King, before him lowly bend. Truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is his brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise thee, let all within us praise his holy name. Fall on your knees, oh hear the angels' voices, oh night divine, oh night when Christ was born, oh night divine, oh night, oh night divine.
Located in the historic east wing of the quad, the leafy doorway to the President's office has been the backdrop in generations of graduation photographs. From the heart of the university, Professor John O'Halloran brings Christmas greetings to the alumni community.
So very, very warmest welcome to University College Cork Christmas Homecoming. Of course, ordinarily we would be in the beautiful Aula Maxima with you in person, maybe over a glass of wine, maybe over a mineral, or whatever the case may be, listening to beautiful music. Today I hope you are in a beautiful place, surrounded by your family, surrounded by your friends, sharing this really important moment for us at University College Cork. I don't think any of us need reminding of how different year this has been. I want to acknowledge the departure of Professor Patrick O'Shea, former President of University College Cork, President Emeritus, who left earlier this year. I've always said I'm privileged to be the interim president, but first of all, I'm an alumnus like you. I'm really proud of being a UCC alumnus, and whatever role I've had in the university, I'm really proud of that, and I'm really proud to be your president here today. I'm delighted to welcome all over the world, I think maybe up to 30 different parts of the world, I suppose illustrating the global community that we truly are at University College Cork. Something that we're really proud of, something that I'm really proud of for each and every one of you. And I want to, first of all, say well done to everything you've done in the year and survived. All of us have kept going through this year. But truly, to say to you in Cork and at UCC, I hope you've been proud of what we've tried to do over the last number of weeks and months. In March of this year, when the world began to change very, very rapidly, University College Cork got notice to close in 6 hours. So closing an organisation, a research-intensive university with close on 22,000 students, almost 3,000 staff, and all of you as our alumni community across the world, suddenly being switched to an online university was truly remarkable. And I hope you are proud, because I am, of what we achieved as a staff and our students during that particular period of time. All of us, including, I'm sure you were no different, equally were challenged personally. So this combination of huge personal commitment at a time of huge uncertainty for each and every one of us in our homes and our lives and our workplace was something that I want to was truly Herculean. And I just want to say thank you for all my colleagues in the institution, right across the institution, and for your support as alumni, because I know many of you reached out to us during that period to support us, words of support, words of encouragement, which we hugely appreciated at that time. Just to give you a sense, I'm sure all of you were sitting there saying, how do we do this? I'm wondering now how we did it actually, but what we did the day after the announcement was I got the members of the management team together and we spent 7 hours, at that stage we weren't even wearing face coverings, so you might remember the rules were very, very different, and we spent 7 hours in a room mapping out what the university would do until July of this year. And we set out placement students. We had 4,000 students on placement. We had students all over the world to bring them home. We had our faculty to look after. We had our programs to look after. And yet everything went online. By the following Tuesday, the day after Patrick's Day, the entire university went online. It's fair to say we were lucky that it was a semesterised year. When I was studying here at UCC, we had terms. So that semester, the big difference being, of course, is that at the end of the first semester we had the examinations. I think I'm really proud, and I hope you might be surprised and equally proud, that we conducted 50,000 assessments online during this period for students to undertake their assessments. It wasn't without challenge. We had a fantastic collaboration with our Students' Union during this period for them to understand what we do in an ordinary way in terms of grading and moderating marks, but also for us to understand the challenges faced by our students at this unprecedented time. At the end of this, we discovered that about 17 students were somewhat discommoded by the way we did the assessment, which is, find remarkable, actually, I have to say, and something that all of us should be proud of. And this is data from the Students' Union, where we were able to reach back and find out those students that genuinely had difficulties with online for reasons that were our fault, if I could use that phrase. So I think it's been a remarkable period and responsiveness as an institution. As the year progressed, of course, then we had 5,000 graduations online. So the next cohort of students, and finishing a degree is difficult at any time. Finishing a degree online is remarkably difficult. So in addition to all the online courses and assessment, we had the privilege of having 5,000 of our students graduate online. A remarkable achievement by all the team, but also by our faculty and by our students and their families. And I had mixed emotions about this. I've had the privilege of having 3 conferrings here at UCC, and I know it's a really special day, the clambering of noise, the scrambling around the quad, the wind blowing, maybe rushing to get a seat, but also meeting friends and sharing that really special moment. So we did our best, and I hope people enjoyed it. The difference this time, of course, is that it was able to be beamed into people's homes, into hospitals, to people where perhaps ordinarily wouldn't visit the campus. And if I'm honest, there was one very special moment for me where, and I won't go into the details of it, where a person was graduated in a nursing home and died the next day. And what I mean by that is that moment that was special for that family who travelled here to be with this moment, for this person who had a lifelong ambition to be alumnus of UCC. And they succeeded. And we succeeded together to make that very, very special moment for them. These are special moments, and be assured we will do our best to relive those special moments next summer. I want to give a particular shout out for, if I may, for our healthcare graduates and our healthcare faculty, and all have been involved in education, because I think these are the unsung heroes of this huge crisis. Our schools remained open, our universities remained open, our health system continued to function, and you are truly remarkable. I know many of you are alumnus of UCC, and even if you're not, we're really, really proud and grateful for the efforts that you've put into the last number of weeks and months. I also want to remind ourselves that during this period, that even though the universities were so-called shut down, we continued to conduct research. Over 1,000 researchers were on campus during this period, and we're really proud of what they are achieving. I'm going to give a particular shout out for one of our zoology alumnus who's currently working in Oxford, Dr. Christine Doyle. And Christine is one of the team that is leading the development of the vaccine in Oxford today. So not only are UCC alumni actually continue to groundbreaking research, but someone we're actually at the front end of the research and development that's required, in addition to all the fantastic clinical care that's provided by our public health doctors, by our clinicians, and all of those that are involved, and indeed people involved in communication. It's been a remarkable year of success. In the last few days, we've been recognised as again ranked in the top 9 universities in the world for sustainability, something we're incredibly proud of. This week, in fact, in December, we secured 3 ERC grants, which are the highest and most prestigious awards that you can get from the European Commission. And we're really proud of colleagues across the institution in securing those. Also, we're about to embark on an amazing journey of celebrating the 175th anniversary as a university. On the December 30th, we will celebrate the establishment of UCC. And that's an amazing period of time, 175 years. Of course, we built during the Great Famine. And that reminds me, I hope you've had a chance to see the amazing documentary on the Great Famine here called The Hunger. A wonderful composition, a wonderful story, a wonderful true story about lives that were enormously devastated during that period of our history. I want to give a shout out particularly for Dr. John Crowley, John Fitzgerald, Mike Murphy, Professor William Smith, and a whole range of the UCC family who were involved in bringing that really special moment into your homes and our homes. And if you haven't seen it, you get it on the RTE player, 2 episodes, and there will be a cut down episode as well. And a remarkable piece of composition of music underpinning the really difficult moments that we endured as a country and as a community. But as remarkably, we built the university at that time. I'm hoping that we will start a campaign of 175 campaign during that period, and with your support, that we will celebrate being proud UCC alumnus, but also coming back and giving us support on the next phase of our journey. I want to particularly thank those of you who were really kind and generous to us during the COVID period, where we had a campaign to support students who suffered particular economic hardship. For those, and you don't need me to remind you, that 50% of the people that lost their jobs were the part-time students, or part-time workers who are students during this period. So they are really challenged about supporting them, and we are really challenged, but we will find ways to support. But your support during this period is hugely appreciated, and truly remarkable generosity on your part. And I also hope that you enjoyed my Uni Life series on RT, where we, not only as UCC but as a sector, shared some of the most amazing moments for access for UCC, including our own proud colleague Christina. And I think if you haven't seen that, I'm going to go to the player again. You might have a look at that and see, because I think it's my Uni Life was a series over the last number of weeks, but I think you will be proud. And again, for those of you who have supported our access agenda, we are really, really proud of what you do. Beyond all of that, of course, we've got our Quirkless Talented Student Programme running, and remarkable communication from those, whether it's in sport, whether it's in performing arts, or whatever the case may be. We're incredibly proud of our student body on an ongoing basis. I'm particularly proud of Dr. Con Murphy, who has supported UCC as a volunteer for 47 years in terms of his work for UCC sport, for all sports. I think he might be associated with GA, but we've given a special award and the very first Skull and Crossbones medal to Dr. Con Murphy this week to celebrate his remarkable contribution to University College Cork as a proud UCC medical alumnus, but also for his work with our community beyond the walls of UCC, but also for all of the sports here at UCC. We're incredibly proud of our international students. I think it's been very, very challenging for international students. You might be surprised to learn that our undergraduate international student numbers are up 8.5%. I know the public narrative was that international students wouldn't travel. That was not the case at University College Cork, and that's a testament to our students who want to come to live in Ireland. I think it's a testament to our system that we had a safe place to work in Ireland and study, but also to my colleagues here at University College Cork, who invested a huge amount of time and effort into faculty and schools right through to sustaining that level of recruitment. Our international student numbers are also up more generally. So the University College Cork has had more students this year than ever in its history, largely because of the delay in the Leaving Cert, the stimulus programs that came with that. So we're really proud that we have been responsive and agile in the needs at the time of the greatest need for this institution and for our country. But that will come perhaps with some further challenges. I am worried about retention rates and how this might be impacted by these numbers. But I'm confident that we will continue to work with our students and our faculty to enable that to happen. We've particular worth maybe remembering today is in 1946 we welcomed the first international students to UCC, 18 Polish refugees. Some of you may know would have stayed in what was more recently known as the hostel on Western Road. And today we enjoy a huge international community of up to 3,500, 4,000 students, depending on the particular programme that they're taking, all of whom now are proud UCC alumnus. So finally, I just want to say to you that as a UCC alumnus myself and a graduate, it is a really special time for us now as we come into 175th anniversary, and we will be launching a Reconnect programme. We'll be encouraging alumni to relive and reimagine and revisit perhaps us here at University College Cork. We're really excited about celebrating this really important moment in our history. Every year matters, but maybe always kind of punctuating is really important to us. Your friendship, your support, your collegiality and your member of our family has sustained us through this incredibly challenging period. I'm extremely confident that we will go into next year. We're already planning for what the semester will look like next year. That it will be very different, but hopefully resembling something back to what you and I would have been used to. Be assured UCC will remain an on-campus university. An inextricable part of our education, UCC, is being on that campus. But we will accelerate the changes that came around during COVID to make us more far-reaching into the university. So it just remains for me to say Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Corgardicus, Gomila Mahagwif Galer, August Nolly Conigwif, and have a wonderful and happy and safe Christmas. Thank you very much.
The main quadrangle, constructed in the 1840s, was designed by the renowned architectural practice of Dean and Woodward. Built of distinctive Cork limestone, which was quarried locally, the Gothic style revives the forms and decoration of medieval buildings. With its magnificent landscaped gardens, the quad continues to be the iconic image of UCC.
I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men.
The Honan Chapel, completed in 1916, was built and furnished during a time marked by the transformation of the Irish political and cultural landscape. It's an exquisite example of revival Hiberno-Romanesque architecture. With its radiant stained glass windows and exotic mosaics, the chapel is one of the finest examples of the Irish arts and crafts movement of the early 20th century.
In the bleak midwinter, frosty winds made moan. Earth stood hard as iron, water like a stone. Snow had fallen, snow on, snow on, snow on, snow. In the bleak midwinter, long ago. Our God, heaven cannot hold him, nor can earth sustain. Heaven and hell shall flee away when he comes to reign. In the bleak midwinter, a stable place sufficed for the Lord God Almighty, Jesus Christ. Angels and archangels may have gathered there, cherubim and seraphim thronged the air, but only his mother in her maiden name worshipped the beloved with a kiss. Oh, what can I give him, poor as I am? Oh, if I were a shepherd, I'd bring him a lamb. And if I were a wise man, I would do my part. Yet what shall I give him? I'll give him my heart. I'll give him my heart.
The Western Road entrance to University College Cork, with its ceremonial gates and pedestrian bridge, was completed in 1929. The ferro-concrete bridge in one 60-foot arch has ornamental side railings similar to those at the entrance. In 2019, this iconic structure was named the UCC Alumni Bridge in honour of you and all former students of the university.
Thank you for joining us for this special edition of our annual Christmas Homecoming. To all our alumni and friends, wherever you may be, we wish you a very happy Christmas, and we look forward to welcoming you on campus in the near future.